Hi everyone, this is Dr. Matt, and you're listening to Take Back Your Health, where we talk about all things health and ways to help you be the best version of you. Today I want to talk about water, and how water is not just water. First of all, our bodies need water. That's basically our life source. Without it, we could not survive at least 3 days. I think you can go 3 days without water. You usually go about a couple weeks without food is what they estimate, because your body will go into keto and it'll start creating out of its fat stores, things like that. But you can only go a couple days without water before your organs start to shut down. And the reason is because 70% of our bodies are made of water. So if you kind of deprive a car without oil or gas, it's not going to get very far without something happening to it. So it's recommended that you drink about half of your weight in fluid ounces every day to stay properly hydrated. Now that sounds like a lot, but everybody is a little bit different depending on where they are in their weight. So somebody like me, for example, I would need to drink about 8 glasses or so of water a day to maintain the right kind of hydration. So like I say, that's usually where they get that number, 8 glasses a day, as kind of what you need. Some people need more, some people need less. It just depends. But basically, I'm just saying to drink water, because about 75% of people are chronically dehydrated, which means 3 out of 4 people every day do not drink enough water. And let me tell you, that really makes a big difference in your health if you're not thinking about it. Water not only provides us function, but it helps to regulate our body temperature. It helps to increase your digestion. People that have constipation issues, can't go poop, can't go to the bathroom, that's might be because you're not drinking enough water. It helps to remove toxins, helps your kidneys to do their job, helps to moisturize your skin, a bunch of other things really. So that's why I say, dehydration can cause a lot of different issues. Several of them being common issues like headaches, muscle spasms. I know that 95% of muscle spasms are usually caused by dehydration. So it's just an easy thing to do, and yet we don't do it enough. I know we get busy, we get chaotic with our schedules and everything, and we just don't remember to drink water. And I know some of us get those big old 64-ounce Stanleys or Yetis or whatever you want to call them, and they'll fill them up and they'll put them by their desk and they'll be chugging on that thing all day long. That's a little overkill, in my opinion. I mean, if you're going to do that to stay hydrated, then kudos to you, but your body doesn't need that much at one time. Because if you drink too much, you can actually kind of flush some things out as well. So it's best just drinking a couple sips throughout the day, things like that. Unless you're working out, then obviously you're sweating, you definitely need some more, because we're definitely having a pretty hot summer. So like I say, the more water you're losing, you always need to be replacing it, and most people don't. And I know this is going to kind of get a lot of people upset, but, coffee, things like that, does not consider water intake. I actually call coffee anti-water because, coffee is a dehydrator, and it's also a diuretic, so it actually kind of makes you go to the bathroom more often, and it does not do anything as far as hydrating you, I should say. And things like Gatorade, Powerade, some other of those energy sports drinks, those are meant for high-level athletes that are sweating and they're losing all of this nutrients, that they need to get that back. It's not for somebody just going for a walk. You don't need to be drinking a Gatorade, mainly because it's got a lot of sugar in it. I will probably drink a Gatorade if I'm like sick or having a stomach bug or something like that, where you need to get some minerals back in your body. But it's not really the best thing. Water is obviously, nothing can really beat water. And that's why I say the quality of water matters, because you got to do your research, and don't fall for all the marketing schemes and things like that a lot of companies will put out there to make you believe that water is what it really says it is. For example, tap water. Now, of course, tap water is quote-unquote drinkable, but it's not the healthiest quality of water for you. I hope that you know that. Just because it comes out of your sink at home doesn't necessarily mean it's the cleanest and the sterilest water that you can drink, because Just for example, if you buy an expensive car, you're probably not going to put the cheapest gas into it. That's just going to speed up the gunk buildup in the gears. Isn't your body the most priceless thing that you own, really, though? Because for tap water, it's estimated that there's over 140 chemicals in tap water that's not regulated by the EPA. And I say this in my office a lot, but basically the water that comes out of your sink faucet is basically yesterday's toilet flush. And I don't sound that to be nasty or anything like that, but that's kind of what happens. You flush your commode, you flush your toilet, it goes to the water treatment plant, and it goes through this 8-step processing filtration to kind of get cleaned up, and then it comes back into your taps at home. Otherwise, we would run out of water. We have to reuse it and recycle it. That's the whole point. But if you know the whole steps, it's not the best quality water you could drink for your body. Tap water, in my opinion, is better for obviously washing clothes, washing dishes, cleaning, and some things like that. I'm not saying you can't drink it. You can drink it. It's just not the best for you, especially since it sits in the rusty pipes all day long, has some heavy metals. If you are going to drink tap water at home, I would recommend getting a filter for your faucet, or get some kind of a pitcher that's got a filter in it to remove the lead, the chlorine, the heavy metals, and all of that out of the water, so that way it's a little bit safer for you to drink, just going forward there. Now, and that's my little tip for you. Now, the best quality water to drink, in my opinion, would probably be either spring water or mineral water. And the way I say that is because that type of water comes directly from a natural protected source, and it's got the essential minerals that your body needs. Now, let me talk for a second about that. So you might see on a bottle, purified drinking water, minerals added for taste, whatever they want to say. That's basically just a marketing scheme that they just try to get you to buy it because they make you think it's healthier because it's in a bottle. It's in a bottle, it must be safe to drink. Not necessarily. A lot of those purified drinking water, quote unquote, is basically just highly processed tap water. You're drinking nothing more than just the water out of your kitchen sink, but you're paying for it. And that's why I say don't fall for those marketing schemes. When they say purified drinking water and minerals added for taste, they're basically having to take the minerals out of the water, process it, clean it up, put minerals back into it that they took out, so it's processed. And the worst part, like I said, you can do that at home. It's just a marketing scheme that makes you think it's better. Now, if you don't believe me, I want you to see if you can look up Martin Rees on Instagram. He is a water sommelier. Yes, they have those. It's 2024. He is your personal water sommelier. That's what he calls himself on Instagram. He's very knowledgeable in his field. He loves to debunk some of the myths that come from water companies and things like that, and kind of gives you information about, the difference between what your body actually needs, the good kind of water that you need to drink, and how some companies are just saying these things just to make more money. Because at the end of the day, the companies out there, they don't really care about your health. They just want to make money. So they're going to make it seem healthy, seem natural, so that way you'll be more inclined to buy it. But that's not really what you need. But your body needs more than just water, just plain water. That's why you're not supposed to drink distilled water. I mean, you can drink distilled water, but you shouldn't drink distilled water. I tell patients all the time, you're not a fish tank, you're not a humidifier, things like that. Distilled water was meant just to be completely sterile water, more for cleaning and purposes like that. It's not really meant to be drunk, because what can happen if you drink the distilled water over amount of time, you can actually leach minerals out of your body. So you're kind of like whitewashing your insides, so to speak. And all that does is deplete your natural electrolyte storages. So that's why I say distilled water is probably not the best thing that you should be drinking, because your body needs electrolytes for functioning. Electrolytes are the same word as minerals, and that's why they say minerals added for taste, electrolytes added for taste. Electrolytes, minerals, they're all salts, and your body needs salts, sodium, potassium, calcium. All of those are necessary for your body to function. Your heart needs it to beat, your lungs need it to breathe, your brain needs it to work. You need salts. So when people say, I like this water because it's got minerals in it, normal water should have minerals in it. That's just what I'm trying to say. So what's about this alkaline water? I see some bottled waters out there that'll say 9.5 pH, things like that. That's just another marketing scheme as well. Your body's natural blood pH is around 7.3, 7.4, something like that. And your stomach acid is usually about 1.5 to 3 something, which is very acidic. So if you drink that 9.5 pH, your body's just going to process it and neutralize it. So there's really no reason to drink that other than just a marketing scheme. Now, there are some benefits to drinking it. People that have just chronic acid reflux, issues like that, where their body is very acidic, it's good to drink some alkaline water on occasion, not every day. But it can help to kind of neutralize some of that acid if somebody is more prone to have more acidic issues like acid reflux and things like that. That can actually help your body to kind of process through that. But it's not something that should be drinking every day. And like I say, all I'm trying to relay to you is just make sure you're reading the labels on the water and not falling for the marketing schemes, because the quality of water that you drink does matter. I'll kind of wrap things up here and give you a couple of my top choices for quality of water and the choices I definitely would not buy just because of, like I said, what we're talking about. Now, like I said, there's different price ranges on some of these, the waters that you can buy. Of course, things like Fiji, Liquid Death, all those, Evian, all those are more the higher end because of where they come from. Like I say, obviously Fiji comes from Fiji, Evian comes from the French Alps, things like that. The further away that they're sourced, obviously the more they're going to be, but they are a very good quality of water to drink because they have the natural minerals from the earth in them that your body needs. Things that you can get that are probably not so expensive would probably be something like the Crystal Geyser, or Springtime, or even things like Deer Park. Deer Park is technically a purified natural spring water. It's not my favorite, but it definitely is one of the cheaper versions. But like I say, Crystal Geyser is the one that I usually have in my office, and it's the same quality natural spring water. Like I say, just make sure you're reading the labels and don't fall for things like purified drinking water or the ones I see like Sam's Choice or I'm trying to think of some of the other ones that are common that I see people buying, the big old 24, 48 pack bottle water when they're paying, $4 or $5 for a big pack of water when they can really just get that out of their tap at home. And you kind of want to say, well, you're kind of wasting money when it comes to that. If I'm going to spend money on water, I want it to be at least good quality. I don't want it to be something I'm drinking out of the tap. But anyway, that's pretty much my take on water. Obviously, I can spend all day talking on water, but those are pretty much what I've got going on as far as my little information I'd like to give you. But like I say, the key things I'd like you to take from this is make sure you're reading the labels and make sure you do the research to know what you're drinking, and because I think that will really help you down the road to be a better version of you. If you'd like to learn more about something you just heard, or are interested to see how chiropractic care can help you, you can visit our website to schedule an appointment at newdirectionschiropractic-nc.com. Be sure to follow our social media accounts for more tips and information on how to be a better you. Thanks for listening.